Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Three Bands, and I have got a crazy pair of shoes to show you. I know I say that all the time, but today's edition of Band Pickups has one of the most sought-after superstars in superstar history, and it's for a couple of good reasons. Not only is it a release that ended up being canceled or banned, but it's also one of the most beautifully made silhouettes in history. But even if you're not a superstar collector, I think after you hear a little bit about the story of Shawn Stussy and how much he contributed not only to the subculture and the real culture from the 1980s all the way to today, this is going to be a shoe, whether you're an Adidas fan, a Nike fan, or a New Balance fan, that you're going to want to seek out and add to your collection. So stay tuned, because this is going to be sick. Truth is, there's no easy way to describe the contributions of Shawn Stussy. We all know Stussy. It is still one of the most recognizable brands in the world. We can probably go to our closets and pull out either a vintage piece or something that is current and relevant today. Few other brands are not only as iconic, but have the staying power that Stussy does. He started the brand back in 1980, making surfboards, 25 to 30 surfboards, and he just scribbled an S on them. And he just did that as a need to survive. That grew into screen printing and making shirts, and of course the brand grew from one thing to another, and before he knew it, he had this awesome brand. The brand was centered around just beautiful. If you take a look at these shoes, these are centered in just really nice high quality fabrics. They're made around being organic and a nice free flowing, I guess, kind of hippie vibe. When you think about California, where Stussy is from, and that whole surfer mentality and style of just being super casual and comfortable, that's where this entire brand grew from, is that vibe. And that vibe is synonymous not only with the 1980s, but it's also synonymous with current right now today. So he built this brand. Now, as far as Stussy goes, where did the S double come from? Well, he left in 1996 to go raise his family, right? And why wouldn't he? Built a great brand. But about a decade later, he came back because he wanted to bring it back and go back to his roots of being organic. And that's where the S double comes in. So when he did, he wanted to go back to his roots and create that super light vibe, refreshing, organic, just free-flowing, kind of, I call it maybe hippie-esque, or you just imagine yourself out on the beach or going out for a nice night out on the town and you're drinking a pina colada or just having a nice dinner out with your family or your loved one. And that is exactly what he did. He created these S doubles. So we're going to talk a little bit about the S double and just what makes them such a beautiful shoes when I come back. So in 2010, Stussy came back to release the S double brand to go back to his organic roots. He opened up this amazing store in Hong Kong. And when I show you the pictures of the Hong Kong store, you'll see just how clean, vibrant, minimalistic, and how free-flowing and organic it is. That whole vibe centered around that. Well, in 2015, fast forward a little bit, he had collaborated with Adidas to make this Adidas Superstar S double Shawn Stussy. Now, I'll just go ahead and start showing you these shoes. These shoes were made from aniline leather. Aniline, forgive me if I pronounce that wrong, is a process to where you dye the color or the leather. First off, it's a high-end leather to begin with. And what you end up with is this beautiful, beautiful blue color, and you can see all the texturing in the leather. Not only is it super soft and supple, probably one of the most comfortable superstars I've ever worn, but it ends up with this absolutely beautiful patina. Had this gorgeous Shawn Stussy gold on the back. Of course, the gold tongues are just super dope. Even the leather on the inside is this aniline leather with the gold on the middle of it. It is just a super dope and super beautiful pair of shoes. I'll just hold them up at the same time. So he came out with this amazing pair of shoes, right? You see all that texture? That's crazy, right? Well, for some reason, lawyers got involved, or I'm not even going to predict to know what happened. Who knows what kind of happened. So the shoes never got released, right? The rumor is Stussy even never got a pair. Don't know how true that is, but that would be crazy if he didn't. At any rate, a lot of the shoes were already at online retailers, so they started to sell them, but a lot of them got pulled, burned, thrown away, whatever happens to them. But a lot of them did get out. The ones that did get out, most of them didn't have the box. The ones that do have the box were even a smaller number. I do happen to have a pair with the box. To me, it's important just because of the history. The S double is on there. That's the brand. That's what he came back with. So I just really wanted to have that. So to have this pair of Superstars, it's a very, very limited shoe, but just the history around it and just how beautiful and just how much attention to detail and the quality. I mean, the whole vibe of this shoe. I'm just going to grab this other pair and show you. If this isn't just a super clean, slick pair of shoes that you can imagine yourself walking down the boardwalk, drinking a pina colada or a mixed drink, with your hand, with your girlfriend or your family, just having a great time, or just out at a club, just chilling. I mean, this is that pair of shoe, just a super dope pair of shoes. It's just a really shame that they didn't get released. I was super fortunate and happy to find this pair. This is a sample pair, which is really, really dope because it doesn't have any of the markings on the tongue. On the inside, it isn't gold, nor does it have the Stussy on the back. As well, I was able to get another pair, and this pair actually was still in the sample bags. I think it's really, really dope to have these samples, not only because it's such a, sought after and beautiful, rare shoe. I mean, at the end of the day, hey, listen, there are a lot of shoes out there that are rare and limited, but that doesn't make them collectible. What makes a shoe collectible, A, is having this rich history, being very important, and being from somebody who's made a name for themselves, quite honestly, is a legend in the business, and that is Shawn Stussy. Because I love to wear anything that has a super rich history that tells a story. I mean, the guy built this brand from nothing. He kept it the same throughout his entire life, and it is still one of the most recognizable brands in the world. So for me to have these a part of my cultural archive and to have a pair that I rock every day is just super important to me, and I love, love, love talking to people about it. And that's what it's all about to me. So I hope you got something from this, and even if you're not a superstar collector or you like wearing superstars, if you do find a pair of these in your size now, you're gonna grab them because this is an amazing pair of shoes that I think everybody should own. Until the next episode of Pickups, this is 3 Bands. As always, collect what you love, and I'm out.